Make sure you check pause.
Welcome to Oasis.
All right. Is stream going?
Yes, it is.
E.
Ladies and gentlemen, hello and welcome to week 4 of the Overwatch Oasis League. We have the Minions facing against Imperfect Saturday today. Looking forward to this. I'm here today with Dr. Grill.
Hello. And we are on Oasis right now. I believe this is Gardens. Yes,
it is.
This is a map where you do see a lot of Pharah, which we are seeing a Pharah from Charo. This is a really big Pharah map, but Minton's gonna go Echo, which may just have the same effect, given how nice and open Gardens is, and there's some nice high ground to rain hell from above.
Now, with the Echo, the classic Echo Deathfall, running straight into Imperfect's what looks like a pretty standard dive. It's been very interesting to see how these different options pan out and who they end up choosing to dive, because you assume that the minions will stay pretty close together.
Yeah. I think,
you have already Minton taking the off angle over here, over on the left, trying to approach. And Imperfect already managed to pick off 2 with Minton and Little Skeeter dropping, and that's Kalidio making a 3. That looks like a pretty strong start from Imperfect over here. Kalidio did it just to flex Doc, it's all good. Just trying to get their name on the kill feed. But with the res and with the superior movement speed, it should be okay, and they do lock it down for a strong start by Imperfect Saturday here.
And it seems we're going to get a Little Skeeter going on the McCree? Was he on McCree before?
Yeah, Little Skeeter's still staying on. Little Skeeter gets chunked down low already, but does get healed up. Now with the emboldened with the armor pack. Emboldened with the armor pack, we have a chunky trying to come through. Balangas jumps deep, gets stunned, comes down low, does not have Angry Monkey online yet to sustain. Does he go down? Yes, they do. And that is a start from the minions trying to push through.
Honestly, Imperfect's going to maybe switch up their top here. They're going to want to push through this really nice, heavy, stun, kind of like disruptive comp that the Minton has. Oh, but 2 hits from Imperfect! Kelsio and Chunku makes just turn this around for Imperfect!
Looks like both teams opting for the dive here. Silent Bro going low, does not get a chance to pop the Valkyrie, but Raider does have rally over here to sustain if necessary. Copy goes low, still not anywhere close to the remake, and Olga goes down, and Imperfect managing to sustain and keep a hold of the point. Interesting to see both teams now opting for the dive. It's going to be quite chaotic for us casters here as they just jump all over the map, but the Chiquito continue to stay on the Tracer while Skeeter is matching with the McCree. So far not able to find huge value from them, but maybe able to counter some dives using that flashbang.
Yeah, honestly, I am so, like, blown away by how Perfect is. Like, they only had 2 people on point, but they still
so the
that
rally comes out. Copy still is not back into mech, and the high noon here is met by the beat, and Angry does go down from Little Skeeter. I take my words back. We are finding value on the McCree. The barrage does come down, doesn't find anybody, and you get traded out. Bobatino goes down, but so does Raider. You have a solo healer on each side. Fusion pops the Valkyrie to stay up. And now it's a 5 on... And Minions does manage to flip this, but they have to play perfect for the rest of the point in order to cap this round. Over here we have Imperfect with the barrage to work with, as well as mines. Not a lot of combo potential there, but I've been surprised at tier 1 before. Minions here with the bomb, as well as the Jedi. Mines come out denying some AoE, and Minton finding picks yet again from the high ground. The barrage comes out, doesn't really find anybody, does find their team some space, does get the McCree down. Ola gets by the mines, the Diva Bomb to remech, does it find anybody? No, it does not. Coffee here just doing their best to either try to die or jump off the map. This is pretty tough for them.
Minton does go down to Malongas though.
This is taking into OT, and it's going to be tough for the minions to get on and contest, given the point presence here. But Malongas does go down. You're without your bait tank. It's just angry here, trying to swing around, spin to win on the hamster.
And with the break back into the fight, that is enough healing that hopefully will help Mintons.
That is great work here from minions to stabilize and hopefully retake. The Valkyrie comes out angry here, doing their best to buy them as much time as possible. Chiquita popping around, gets the pulse bomb, charged up and ready to go, but chooses not to use it. Do they let the they let the map flip back over, and it continues to be one fight territory here for the minions. They do lose the point for a little bit, but they do a great job to continue contesting Grill.
Yeah, but Imperfect, they only need to win one team fight. And with so many ults coming on the side of Imperfect, this may just be their team fight here. If they can just
this does look spicy with the pulse bomb and the Valkyrie online.
Oh, but Malongas goes down. And
oh my goodness! Do you lose too early on in the fight? It's time to get out. You must imagine for minions over here. That is a great initiation here for minions to buy themselves more time. Now, getting them as well to meet them in those win conditions where it is one fight for the dub will be very interesting to see how this plays out. Skeeter with the Deadeye again. Every time he's popped up, they have found some picks, and Olga about to create lots and lots of space with that monkey.
Honestly,
the mines come up onto the high ground, forces them off of it. McCree does pop ult, doesn't find anybody. Minton continuing to hold on to the barrage, looking around the backline for an opportunity. Great beat coming down from Bob Patino over here. And the Valkyrie is far from fusion again. Not a great idea to stack those support owls, but Skeeter does go down. That's the first pickoff in this 99-99 OT fight over here. And the advantage does swing over to Imperfect Saturday.
Honestly, this could go either way right now. Both sides are looking very strong.
Barrage does come from Minton, gets Bombadino, but does trade their own life for it. The res comes out, Malonga's monkey is back in. You do have the monkey back in the fight. This is with the dive and with the sway, everybody's trying to claim high ground and trying to dart around and trying to stay safe. Nobody's dropping and nobody's really dying. You rarely see fights last this long with everybody going down. I take that back. The Bash takes down. Oh my goodness. Raider and Chiquita take each other out, and that is monkey on monkey genocide over there with Money dropping yet again. Kalito goes down as well. The Barrage comes out trying to... Oh, completely denied by Copies Diva over here, and Minions does clean up the round after going 99-0 to start it off. That is wild.
Honestly, that was a beautiful take back by Mintons there. Imperfect only had one fight territory, and they kept going to that high ground trying to contest Mintons, who had a beautiful control on, like I said, that high ground area, but they just couldn't break through. It seems now we got Skeeter. We've got some switches going on from the teams. Bob Bettino is going to go on to a Mercy. Were they on Lucia? They were on Lucia before. We've got Mercy Moira now. It's on the side of Imperfect.
Very interesting to see these teams basically completely mirror each other, only the Ball and Diva here being the only difference. And both teams looking very comfortable on the dive, but Minions do manage to really do everything within their ability to stall that clock and flip the point in their favor. But here we go, round 2 on Oasis. Skeeter tries to take the high ground here, is chased by Money, and the Tracer can't really do much against the monkey. Everybody's wrestling over this high ground over here with the Pharas just firing off to their heart's content with no hit scan to really counter them. Angry does go low, but and Money and Charuhaha both go down along with their Mercy, and it looks like a take from Minions over here to start off round 2.
Coffee, I'm sorry but I can't say their name right. Really strong on this Diva right here. Beautiful peels, beautiful picks. Honestly, a great understanding of this character. And Olga is a really good monkey as well.
With the Pharas floating around in the air, you do imagine that whoever's able to counter them best will be able to get an advantage in this map, given that no team is running a hit scan. And having the Diva will be more helpful than the Ball. But to complement the Ball, Imperfect Saturday does whip out the Angry. Does whip out the Ana, sorry. And hopefully you're able to land your shots in this dive. It's a 6-on-5 fight here. Raider does go down as well, and Rogue hangs on to the Valkyrie, does not pop it. You're without a support by Minions. Money takes the high ground, well drops the bubble. Copy also taking the high ground. really trying their best to contest that Pharah. Skeeter going chasing after Fusion, looks like. And continuing to maintain a point presence, trying to get as much percentage as possible. Pulse Bomb comes out, does not find anybody. Chiquita does find a pick though, and the res comes through on Minton, and as we've seen yet again, Minions doing so well to continue to hold on to this point even after getting picked early on, just stalling it out. When they first got picked, it was at like 49, and now they're over closing on 70. The barrage does come through, finds 2, so does the bomb, finds nobody. But Minton's continuing to hold on to point control for a little bit. Olga commits the Angry Monkey to contest a little bit longer. Money matches them. And it's the tale of the two Angry Gorillas on point over here with the Valkyrie popped up by Fusion as well. Really desperately trying to close out this map as they near one fight territory for the Minions.
Honestly, Mintons are doing such a great job just holding this point for as long as possible. Like literally, now they have one fight territory in their favor. Oh,
and they have the Pulse Bomb Valkyrie and the sound barrier online. This next fight will be extremely important because if you're the Minions, if you are the Mintons, you're trying to invest every ult you have in this. But Roe here drops early again. Skeeter leaves the high ground trying to get out with their life. Minton going deep and going down. So that is a reset. And those picks are crucial, Grill, given that now Imperfect Saturday are given a chance to try to catch up on ult economy here.
Definitely. Imperfect definitely has a little bit of catching up to do, but they almost have a nano coming in, and plus they have Pulse Bomb. If Bobatino wanted, they could nano the monkey and help.
And Skeeter goes down early. I'm sorry to cut you off. They keep getting picked off here. Minton's doing their best impression of what Imperfect Saturday did earlier, just not able to put together a complete team fight for at least half of this capture percentage. The nano boost does come out onto the monkey. This is going to be tough.
This is definitely going to help. Oh, but money goes down.
Money does go down to Minton. This could be the best chance.
To an angry monkey.
That's gonna be rough. This might just be the Minton's best chance to retake this point right here, right now, and they get another pick. And of course, Angry is in the backline trying their best to disrupt the Lucio. The Lucio does have beat online. The Valkyrie gets popped. Does not layer support ults this time. Doing a great job of wrestling control back, but Imperfect Saturday still has point control, although they are giving up space. Angry in the backline. Hybrid Fusion goes down to Olga, and this is going to look tough. The point continues to tick back over. Nobody contests. It is 90% and counting for the Mintons here on map 2 of Oasis.
Yeah, the Mintons look really strong in that push right there. They got the picks they needed. And they really pushed in on that pick on money. They were like, hey, we got this monkey out of the fight. Let's go right now.
Well, Chaguitao is on point, trying to touch with the Pulse Bomb online. They lose Charohara nice and early, but the mines do come out matched with the beat. That is a great sound barrier. It's going to allow them to push aggressively and try to get some kills here as they try to close out this map. It is 99-81. Very close yet again. Olga and Skeeter are doing the heavy lifting here, doing fantastic work trying to clear out this point. It is a 6-on-4 at the moment, and it is looking tougher and tougher if you're the Imperfect Saturday Grill.
Oh yeah. Imperfect just needs to touch point as much as
Angry over here, grabbing the Mega, is a half health and does not manage to touch.
Okay, that idea.
And ladies and gentlemen, that is Bambi.
And it seems Charo is going to get our play of the game today. This is the double barrage. Oh, barrage and the barrage Chara. One more of a...
Oh, the classic Uno, no you, reverse card.
Yeah, what more reverse card do you need?
Things looking pretty solid as Imperfect Saturday ticked up to 50% by getting pick after pick after pick. But, Grill, curious to hear your thoughts on the nano onto the monkey to start that fight that they eventually ended up losing.
I think what they were trying to do is nano money so money could get the primal faster. I think that was the intention there, and they almost succeeded if he didn't... If the team didn't just dive on him and he couldn't get out.
You must say that was great reactions by the Mintons to kind of handle money diving in there. You assume trying to, like you said, farm up that primal rage and hopefully do some zoning nice and early on. But here we have the next map will be Assault, I believe.
Okay, I don't know how to do any of this. Maps. Oh wait, I think I got it. I believe next we have, what's it called? Hollywood. I believe. Yeah, next we have Hollywood. Wait, how do I do this? Oh, I'm just going to wait for Bambi to get back.
No changes here on either side, so they're going to stick with the lineups that they have after looking extremely comfortable playing the dive into each other. But you're going to assume with the payload map that maybe one of the teams will end up going a pirate ship, a double barrier, or a rushdown comp. Very interested to see where this goes. Malanga's money here so far, just want to highlight their performance, doing great on the monkey, creating lots of space for their team, and just honestly all around being an absolute pain and a nuisance, which is exactly the job of a monkey. But Skeeter here, and especially Copy matching them on that performance, especially Copy on the Diva, doing everything within their ability to really shut that Pharah in the air. Running 2 dive comps with the Pharahs in the air, you expect them to get a lot of value. So honestly, everything is down to the Diva to try to counter them, because yeah, Tracer does get some trickle damage onto them, but with a Mercy Pocket, it's really only the Diva that can contain anything that Pharah pumps out here.
Yeah, that's definitely true. It's just that, like, we have that dominating Pharah, and the dive comp complements it so perfectly, especially like on control maps. Dive is just something that works so well. I don't think a lot of teams like realize that sometimes, you know, how good dive is on these control maps. You could just dominate.
Interesting to see the Pharah running into the Pharah and kind of both having a gentleman's agreement to not fire at each other, because a lot of times you see the Pharahs just get sucked up and playing their own Pharah dogfight. He did barrage the barrage, to be fair, but for most of the time they kind of spent and focused their efforts on the ground, recognizing that they probably weren't going to shoot the other Pharah down, because a lot of times when you see the double dive with the double Pharah, usually the Pharah Mercy just ends up in the air playing their own dogfight, and it becomes a 4-on-4 wrestling control over the payload.
Yeah.
Interesting to see if anything changes in this next map.
Alright, I think we're just waiting for readies from Imperfect.
Some commotion kicking off in chat here. Tiny Tim unhappy with both the teams not matching their player icons. I guess we do have two Soul Dynasty stands on the side of the Imperfect, but this is extremely frustrating to see. There's so many themes you can find through player icons here.
I am just gonna start it now.
All right, go ahead with different foods, different beverages. You can go with different seasonal events, Christmas, Lunar New Year. But here we are, an absolute hodgepodge and a mess of icons here, and just really doing everything they can to represent Overwatch Oasis in a really poor light here by not matching their player icons.
Their icons any way they want. Don't judge. They're independent teammates.
All right, chat.
No matching player icon.
Alright, chat, I did my best. I advocated for you the best I can, but Grill here is telling me that I should stop being an asshole and let people do whatever they want.
If they want to have their icons that way, that's all they can do. Alright.
Let's see what either team is rolling out with. Oh, Money, don't tease me like that. Is that a hog? Ooh. In my experience, a hog either carries or feeds with no real middle ground. So that'll be really interesting to see how that goes. We have on the side of the attackers, on the Mintons, running the Zarya Ryan, with Skeeter on the Ashe, Minton on the Pharah, and Rogue and Rogue and Waiter.
Back, so no one can actually see what's happening.
Alright, well, you gotta trust my voice, chat. We have got Rogue and Raider here on the support line again, with the Ana and the Mercy, trying their oh, Minton, never mind, teasing us with the Widow. This will be very interesting. The defense with Chaguita setting up in the backline on the high ground, with the Soldier 76 and the Pharah trying to float around, trying to set up different LOSs and engagement sites. Money and Kalito here pushing up high, trying to get some bubble charge going on.
Low on this Ashe too, both the Mercy Pocket.
Ooh, Copy being chunked down to within 100 health. Does eventually get healed up with their Ana. Olga is low as well, and the damage is coming through. Sharahara goes down to Skeeter. Does the rest come through? Yes, it does. Sharahara takes to the air yet once again, trying to stay safe. Does play a little further back, recognizing the threat that Skeeter presents. And Money takes down Minton, and that is Minton having to slow down their offensive over here at the beginning of the map.
Minton needs to be a little slow, but it's not a losing fight yet. They can definitely take this back. They just play smart.
Olga here being enabled by their high charge Copy on the Zarya. The shadow comes through. Only finds Money, but it doesn't matter if you get the Zarya out of the fight. That is a clean up. The sleep comes through it. The hybrid does manage to get the res off on Kalito. The fight is far from over, and we have legs coming back. Chaguita sprinting back, taking an off angle behind Copy. Copy does turn around, but the Ana is pocketing the soldier, but it doesn't matter. They go down nice and early in the fight. Kalito trying to rest to hold onto this back corner, just keeping your foot on and off to contest, not letting them get too much progression, but they are backing out. Fusion over here with the Valkyrie, if they choose to get aggressive and contest. Olga here being healed up back to full health here. And Kalito does go in deep. The Valkyrie there to keep them alive. The grab comes in, doesn't find anybody. Yes, it does. Bobatino does get taken down, and that is a point A capture for Imperfect Saturday. Great work over here from them to really capitalize on getting those early picks out.
No, it's Mintons that captured it. Imperfect.
I apologize. I am colorblind and also illiterate. And over here.
Good. I'm sorry.
On the side of Imperfect Saturday, we have a grab, shatter, and an old man visor over here ready to go.
Visor is a little bit of a tricky ult though. Oh, but Chuggo does go down.
Visor usually is just used as a pressure ult just to flex on the opposition, and
it's
honestly,
not
whatever
really
gets the
meant
work
to get
done.
a lot of picks, but maybe it can be used to get the pharmacy out of the sky.
Here we have Raider with the Nano ready to go. Maybe trying to use maybe looking to Nano Olga or Copy to try to farm up some important tank ultimates over here. We have Skeeter, uncontested on the high ground. That is fantastic. Where Minton does get chunked down though, and this fight is looking like it is going towards Imperfect Saturday, but Skeeter refuses to go down, does get the pick. Bob comes out, gets Charuhara down. The fight is not over. That is a commentator's curse, biting me again. Chaguita alone on the point, not a lot of help. If they can capitalize on this numbers advantage, they will continue to get the payload going.
But the reinforcements for Mintons are already coming. They're already getting ready to push. They have two great ults to push with as well, while Imperfect doesn't have any.
Olga charges it very deep, does get slept on the charge, and that is Olga going down nice and early. Raider, Bobatino, take a bow. What a sleep dart to protect your soldier over there. But Kalito does get chunked at a flashbang. No one at 4 over here, just press Copy back. And going low with the great bubble going off, but the Nano goes to the Kalito, go deep, takes down Minton, is pushing Raider over here. Copy doing their best to peek
aggressive.
And that is a chaotic fight deep in the back line. And Minton does win out on that. Takes down their main tank, but you lose Raider in the process. Very interesting to see both teams continuing both teams continuing to commit over here and to push forward. Neither one taking that hard reset, refusing to give up a lot of ground nice and early to this point to be pushed. And we're closing in towards Studios. The Shatter comes in, finds 4! The charge comes in, doesn't really find anybody quite yet, and the counter comes in. That is fantastic defense.
Amazing.
Wow!
Anti from Ryder, I just wanted to point out there. He antied everyone in that grab right there, just so Olga could go crazy. That was a
Minton over here investing a shatter, a grab, and a net to win that fight. Whew.
But is it too many ults? That's the question. They only have Belk now in case anyone from Imperfect.
And Skeeter does go down as well. This might be looking like a dry push just to farm some else unless Minton is able to work miracles with this high noon over here. But they might Charuhara and Chaguita both with their ults online as well as Kalito. The barrage comes through. Olga goes down. But Kalito gets the Sun Fox. The archer down. Skeeter goes down. Chaguita does go out as well. Kalito gets res back up, but trades their life for it as Copy finds them. Charuhara here takes down Minton, and they do manage to stabilize, and the Zarya gets hooked in. Copy looking in some trouble over here, and Minton being forced to reset. They still have the Valkyrie online, and they're closer to a grab and bop, but they do give up their high noon in the process. Chaguita still with the tack visor here, but both the damage dealers down on the side of their. Oh my goodness! And going aggressive here, knowing that they have space to work with, not a lot of point pressure. Bob goes out, blocks the shatter. Kalito goes down, and this is looking precarious for Imperfect Saturday over here as Minton continues to roll through. Skeeter's Bob just hanging on point. No worries. The visor does come out, finds Skeeter very quickly, does a great job, and Mud takes out Minton, and now it's a reverse of the situation, both your own DP players being taken out, and this is going to look like a reset over here on the side of Minton. Great work over here, popping those ults just at the right time to regain control at a very crucial point. Because any further, you feel Imperfect Saturday with them being one fight territory and just trying to stall out time. that is a great time to retake the map.
Definitely. Not only that, this last push here on Hollywood is so hard. Because you're going to need to build up a lot of ults in order to get through that tough choke. Especially with how Imperfect is hard. Oh, but here comes
the grab comes through, counter grab comes through, Money does pop the whole hog and buys this team all the space in the world. Olga goes down to it, and that is a hold on the side of Imperfect. Over here we have teams recognizing that they are able to counter offenses over here with the whole hog, and the grab kind of rendered useless with Copy going over to the D.Va, hopefully trying to help that far in trouble, but D.Va is extremely susceptible to that hook. It'll be very interesting to see what Money is able to do with this swap.
Yeah, but defending is one of the best.
The sleep comes through, the shadow goes down, gets Money down, but Money does not fall, and that is fantastic. We're over here to keep your team up. Copy over here on the right side, trying to pressure Charohara, and Lil Skeeter's Bob does find Fusion, and that's 3 kills on the side from Minton. Lil Skeeter himself does go down, but that does look very promising, and Minton with exactly 1 minute remaining on the clock. Fantastic work over there. Both teams kind of poking and fighting for damage, and on go. Ults get popped, cooldowns gets used, and that is an immediate 3k going out. Fantastic from Minton over here.
That was such a beautiful push, though, from Mintons right there. There was so much focus, and there was just so much value out of every single, every ult they used. It was just very, very well executed. There we go, that's what I'm thinking.
Now, interesting to see if both the teams continue to run these death ball comps instead of the dive. You'd assume they would, given that they both looked quite comfortable on it, and just wanted to highlight Copy's switch over to the D.Va, and that obviously fights are made of many different components over here, but you feel that Copy's D.Va really making the difference, kind of keeping Charohara distracted, making their life really difficult in order for Skeeter to manage to find those pickoffs.
Oh yeah, it's Copy, I think, on the D.Va as well, is just because... Sorry, I was grabbing, cookies there. So sorry if I was, a little spaced out, but Copy, I think, going on the D.Va is a smart idea. Because 1, eat the damage from the Pharah. 2, if you have to peel for someone who gets hooked by Money, it's really easy to eat the one-shot, keep the one-shot from happening, and save your team. Especially because of this higher level of one-shots are probably a lot easier.
No, that's fair, that's fair. Watch your heads, wear a helmet, kids. But over here, we have very similar comps being rolled out yet again. Money continuing to stay on the hog over here. But Raider, nice and early, look tough. The does pull that, you have burned very long in the fight. Copy to the high ground pop. Pressuring Babatino in the backline over here, while Minton and Skeeter go on an absolute page over here, tearing through the backline, and that is looking a hold for Minton. Minton himself does go down to the hog. You assume they did get hooked in. Maybe they can push on that with the respawn advantage, but Minton running the Soldier 76 with those old man legs able to sprint back.
We have Imperfect really pushing it.
Kalidio does hook Olga in. That is an Australian terrorist with the hook around an angry German knight, and that is a great way to open up the fight. Skeeter does get rezzed, and these hooks are continuing to be deadly here from Money. Minton down as well. This is looking like anybody's fight as ults get popped, abilities get used. D.Va Bob goes out. Kalidio does drop the shatter, does not find Bob, gets Copy down. Copy gets pinned up against the wall over here. Skeeter falling dangerously low, does go down. And Kalidio taking control of the point, trying to pressure Olga, not early but reinforced. Huge sleep does go down. Raider does not look like they want to pursue, so it is a point A capture here on the set of Imperfect Saturday, unless Minton does go for a ballsy contest over here, which they do not.
Very smart move from Mintons. You don't want to try and test something like that. You're just going to waste.
Oh no! It doesn't matter, you're staggered anyways, but it's okay. Mistakes matter when you're running a Mercy. Minton getting extremely low. Check out trading their life for that kill, but you wonder, are trades at this point a great idea for Minton given how far away from their own spawn that they are?
It's definitely a
Money pushing very high up. Very happy with how their hooks have worked out today. Continuing to find picks, continuing to drag out of does pick as well, and that's a huge pick onto the Mercy. You no longer have the res online. Shaguita going down as well, and now you're able to get very aggressive. Raider does get healed up. Olga with half a shield remaining, but a full golden hammer ready to go. Fantastic, you heard Minton just playing slow, buying their damage time to do this to click heads. We have a sleeping terrorist over here in the dry goods store, and money does go down. Fantastic work to sleep them over there by Raider. Both Ana showing what a big hitbox does to sleep dart aim, and we have able to stabilize not just at any point at beginning of streets, which is going to be extremely difficult for Imperfect Saturday to crack here with a significant investment. Shaguita with the Deadeye in the backline as well. This is a Shatter and Money's whole hog over here, just trying to get.
Honestly, maybe Charo should go off this Tara. That's just my thought here, but there's double hit scan on the side of Mintons.
The hit scan has been tough.
Both hit scans are doing a great job protecting.
The Shadow comes through, doesn't find anybody. Olga is chunked down, but has the nano here to keep him up. Kalidio goes down. Babatino is alone on the left side with the Ana. Does anybody notice him? Minton goes to the chase, does not return. Olga managed to stabilize. Fantastic over here. If your Shadow doesn't land, it's okay. Nano, you're Ryan. Brute force the point anyways. Minton continued to hold with Skeeter taking a great position over here on the high ground, just free firing in the backline. Silent Rogue pocketing them with the Mercy, with the Valkyrie online, and Minton with the Tactizer as well. This is looking very good, but both sides completely stacked. Oh, and Chanohara does pop with the Valkyrie, keeping them back up. The Barrage doesn't find anybody, but does force them off the high ground. That's going to be huge. Push through, Chagrita pops the Deadeye and finds 2! Kalidio finds 3 as well. Raider goes down. There's a 6-on-3 fight over here. That is fantastic work on the side of Saturday. Bob says, nope, that's 3 kills. I'm out of here. Copy goes down on the Baby Diva as well, and that is Streets well and truly taken over by Imperfect Saturday. Minton is going to be afforded lots of time here to recontest at the end here. Like we said, significant and heavy investment on the side of Saturday to crack this. All they have left is the Valkyrie and Money's whole hog. Ooh, and we have an early out from Minton over here. Listen, if your visor only finds fusion, that is fantastic, but it gets money as well. That is a 6-on fight. It's looking huge. Copy takes out Channel, haha.
Perfect gone off the table as well. At least for a little bit. Copy getting 2 again. Copy's reign of terror continues.
And Grill, Minton choosing to pop that tack visor a little earlier than I would have expected, but finding huge value.
That was honestly a shock to me, as I didn't think he'd find anything there, but I guess Hybrid and Money were just perfect targets right there.
So we have Minton here choosing not to go super aggressive with their tank positioning, with just Skeeter trying to take the high ground. They don't want to open themselves up to a dirty little backhand.
Skeeter right off the bat.
Hey, mistakes don't matter when you're running a Swiss witch doctor. Minton does get Kalidio down, and looks like a push towards the back of this bank over here from the side of Minton.
Imperfect is just trying their best to find different angles to push, but every time they try, they get picked off by either Skeeter or Minton. Both these DPS definitely fighting for that MVP role right now for the DPS line.
Once again, at this level with the mechanical skill that you're running into, you have to be very careful when you poke. Fusion gets shrunk down to half from a direct over here, and oh no, that's the worst way to go to a piece of dynamite from the Ash. Shaguita does take down Lil Skeeter. What better way to get back at your ex than to shoot them in the face? Raider goes down to a Chano Haha mine. Copy gets the Ana down with the bomb, and Rogue over here does get the res off. We have Money here sleeping and tied on the Hog. He's a very large target, and they do go down. Kalidio trying their best to buy their team some space, but this looks look like rough going. Fusion here with the Valkyrie just to get their team out alive. Does not work. Chanahaha and Kalidio going down. 8 seconds remaining. Your closest hero is your support duo. Let's see what happens here. The Nano does go out.
Oh, but Bob
that
is stopping
is
anyone. Minton's taking the second map as well here.
Minton just looking extremely strong with whatever comp they're looking to run, but especially I think a lot of these fights have been made and broken based on each team's ability to find picks, or you know, if you want to be a little more cynical, each team's ability to avoid getting picked, and Minton's just played safer, even with Skeeter taking extremely aggressive high ground positions here to pressure the Mercy. Is managed to stay up by some excellent work here from Rogue's Mercy over here, and that's kind of been the make or break difference. Minton going into fights with 6 players. And I know, as simple as that sounds at this level, it's really difficult not to lose 1 or 2 on your way to the payload given the skill matchup here. But I must say, Imperfect Saturday running the Hog does make the shield pressure a lot greater onto Minton, given that you are really, really scared to drop that shield just based on what things that hook can do to you. But here we have, it is 2-0 to the Mintons here at the Overwatch Oasis League. We are looking to round this out. Is a reverse sweep on the books.
Is missing somebody, and I don't think they have anyone to sub in.
If Imperfect needs a sub, my tag is Charles7 Tang, and I am gold.
No. They lost 2 people.
All right, let's see what chat says for us. Money is typing.
If they DC'd, they get, I believe, this is it a 7-minute break?
7 minutes, and well, DCs don't really count into the rules if they're between maps, so I think that's up to us. Yeah, Money is still typing. I'm nervous. Okay, we have some subs coming in here. Your subs need to be invited, Holmes.
I don't see who he's talking about. Oh, it says you're still game owner. Oh. 1 second. I'm slow. It takes me forever to do everything. Alright, there you go.
And Grill, we didn't really have a lot of time to touch on this point earlier on, as you mentioned it, but the Pharah into the double hit scan is a ballsy move, and a lot of times did not pay off, because with the Pharah, obviously, you're going to be a lot of shield pressure, you're going to be able to do damage from a long range, but really you're trying to get off those barrages, right? You find one and your Mercy reses you, and you're playing a 6-5. But if you're playing against a Soldier and an Ashe or McCree, you're going to get killed halfway through your barrage, and it's going to be very tricky to set up good sightlines for you to get a good one off. So curious to see how they adjust here, but seeing many teams here in the Oasis League trying their best to make a Pharah work. Very interested to see that.
A Pharah can work really well. Sometimes teams can figure it out really quickly and be like, okay, double hit scan Diva, focus the Pharah. You're not doing anything today.
And that's when you see Copy kind of putting in immense amounts of work on the Diva.
Copy was doing a lot, both in Route 6, not Route 6, Hollywood. I apologize because I can't talk today.
It's okay. They're both in the same country. Tomato, tomato.
All right. Copy was putting a lot of work in on Hollywood. Always 2 picks, lots of amazing peels, great DMs. Honestly, tank MVP candidate right there. I'm just gonna say it.
Well, we'll see how map 3 looks. We're coming to Hanamura. Once again, it is 2-0 to the Mintons here during this halftime, as they look very strong, taking wins on Oasis as well as Hollywood. So here on this map, looking to either make it a 3-0 or Imperfect Saturday, trying to turn this around and give us maybe a reverse sweep on the cards.
Private profile.
All right.
I think someone already mentioned it though. Yeah. Thank you, Bambi. Remember, everyone, always have your profile public and oh whoa.
Just a real quick point, chat. If any of you guys have connections in the higher echelons of our society, please tell Cheesy Grooves we are looking to have our own crunch time segment. So they want to toss them dough towards the Oasis League. I will say crunch time as many times as it takes.
Hell yeah! We're sponsored by Crunch Time. Cheesy Grooves. Let's go. It's a mind crunch. Hell yeah, Tim.
What? Tim, no. You can't just spout this off. What is a mind crunch? Okay, Cheez-It Grooves crunch. That makes sense. Cheerios can also be crunch time. Okay.
Cheerios.
So I think the only thing left for debate here is, one of the most common memes in the Overwatch community is the C9, the famous Charlie Niner. Is that now a crunch 9? Take it away, chat.
Alright, we're waiting for Redis, I believe.
Classic.
Make sure you swap their names around too. You swap their sides, right?
Yeah.
No, I know his profile was public. It's public. Is he on DPS? Yeah, he's a Grandmaster. 41. Oh, but I guess that's high from past 3 seasons, so. Yeah, okay, all's good.
Hanamura lending ourselves to lots of
2 CP. I do not like 2 CP in general, I will be honest. What's your first favorite?
Paris. Paris is their favorite. For the record, chat, Bambi does enjoy Paris as their favorite 2 CP map. Bambi likes Paris. Pass it on.
Remove Paris forever.
But Hanamura over here, lots of interesting strategies that the teams can take. A very, very common one we see here is a Symmetra rush to point. And on defense, we've seen anything between double barrier to a defensive dive. So like it or hate it, Hanamura does open itself up to lots of interesting compositions to be run. A double barrier works, a defensive dive works. A lot of teams like to run a brawl death ball comp. So it'll be very interesting to see what plays these teams end up whipping out on us, and
definitely
especially interested to see if Imperfect sticks with the Pharah.
A mind crunch is what happens when you go about oxygen for an extended period of time while casting. Beautiful. That's beautiful. Thank you, Tiny Tim.
Tiny Tim,
that.
My goodness.
Honestly, yeah, but 2 CP is really difficult just because it's either really attack oriented or very defense oriented. It's really no in between. It's so hard to capture point for attack on most 2 CP maps. I feel like Volskaya is the most balanced in that. But most are very like defense oriented. Especially like Hanamura is very on second point is so defense like you get a big defense advantage basically.
So here we have the Mintons over here running Olga on the Rhine and copy off the Diva onto the Sigma. It'll be very interesting to see how these double barriers work. With the Rhine Sigma, you really are trying to set up 2 different LOSs, trying to engage from 2 different angles, make their Rhine and their shield tanks very uncomfortable, usually with the Sigma peeling to the left or right, just making sure they have all their angles covered. Skeeter will most likely be on the high ground along with Minton in the back, trying to deal as much damage as they can, and Money with Anger here making up.
We have Ryoka though doing the counter Ash. So maybe Ryoka will be able to get Skeeter before Skeeter can get any damage in.
Let's see how that works out for them. This Charahaha already taking some damage over here. Money already chunked down to half. My goodness, that's what happens when you run into a Junkrat. But a Junkrat into Zarya does spell trouble. So they're going to want to finish this fight early on. Palidio does get caught in the trap, but it's okay. You have an Ana and a Zarya behind you. Bobatino gets very low. Kabi does find Money with a rock, and that is the Russian weightlifter out of this fight. For now, try to get some shield pressure. Copy playing directly behind Tiny Olga over here. Ignore what I said about off angles. Kalidio does get stunned, gets very low, does somehow stay up. A Bionade keeps them healthy, and Olga continues to swing, trying to deal as much pressure as possible. Charahaha comes down low again, has to drop to the ground for some healing, but Fusion is right behind them. And Imperfect Sanity over here with both support ults online. Valkyrie gets popped, but it doesn't matter. Olga and Skeeter both finding pains. Kalidio and Ryoka going down, and that does look like a hole for now on the side of Minton. And so sorry, Fusion. RIP to your Valkyrie, and Skeeter does find an exit kill over there onto Charahaha, and that is a full reset on the part of Saturday.
That was a beautiful defense there from Mintons right there. The anti on Keldeo, stopping the belt from being able to do anything. That was amazing strategic play from Ryder.
Grill, I'm curious to hear your thoughts on Mintons Junkrat over here, just based on the fact that they're playing against a Zarya. What are your thoughts?
That's definitely an interesting premise. Oh, but here comes Tyre.
The Tyre comes out, Minton making eye contact with Kalidio and pulling the Tyre out directly in front of him. If that's not a flex, I don't know what is. But Charaha still, chunked extremely low. Fusion not able to keep them healed up. Do they go for the res? No, they do not. Listen, purely a question, purely speculative.
I think my thing about Junkrat and Zarya is the fact that if you get Zarya by herself and you wait for the bubble the person to go away, Junkrat can definitely ruin Zarya's day.
That's fair.
So closing that distance and making sure you hit your mind.
Fair, but Copy here being booped into the backline does stay up. Bob into the back. This could spell trouble as nobody's able to really turn around and contest that. But a big sleeping Joe Barrage comes out. A stun goes out on Kalidio, but it doesn't matter. Olga and both playing. That is a 6-on-2 fight at the moment on the side of the Mintons, and that is looking a fantastic crack at the point. Rogue goes down as well, and that is a point A control off to the Mintons. Only up to Imperfect standing to come and contest. It was looking extremely good until it didn't, as silly as that is to say. Fantastic work from Imperfect Saturday here, capping the point with both your tech ults online as well as the Valkyrie. If they can run quick and run fast, this could be a snowball for them. Copy over here, staying on the Sigma as they have the Graviton Flux online. Skeeter gets chunked down to halfway.
On these two CPs. So steamrolling and snowballing is so important. You want as much time as possible just in case the other team gets even more time than you. Overtime too is not acceptable.
Oh, Ryoka does go down early on in the fight to the Dynamite. That's what happens when you take an Ashe duel and one of the Ashes has a Mercy target. The Flux does come out. Oh, that is fantastic work on the side of the Mintons. They buy themselves all the time that they need over here. Kalidio is trying to get up by themselves. They are stunned. They're slept and stunned and walled. That is fantastic work. And the res does come out to Skeeter. It doesn't matter, you don't need good spawns if you don't die. Ryoka trying to get out with their life, and it does look successful. Just waiting for Charahaha over here to respawn with the barrage, and it's going to be a straight battle of the wits between Skeeter and Charahaha here as both their ults are online. Copy here with the great Flux, Grill.
Oh yeah, that was a beautiful Flux. Like, yeah, you got grabbed, but what's everyone supposed to do if you get fluxed up into the air by the Dutchman?
Oh, Ryoka does get chunked down low. Ryoka chunked down to basically a melee tap, stays up somehow by some miracle. Does Skeeter chase that kill? No, they do not. Ryoka trying to get out, trying to hopefully taxi Fusion in over here. That is dangerously low, and you can hear... you can hear on my left ear, Minton relentless with those icicles. You're trying to pump some damage into some barriers over here as they look for an opening for their Blizzard in this little tiny room at Hanamura. They are waiting. They're setting up.
Nuts. Yeah, I agree. Change Copy is absolutely nuts.
Oh, great wall over here on money, but the bubble does keep the pump. But Kalidio goes in deep to save them, and Raider goes down! That is fantastic! Kalidio creating so much space and chaos for their team. The bomb is asleep in the back line. Kalidio is running over the Copy, and you have both your tanks on point with no contesting. And is that a... Oh, and that's a res coming out from Rogue. Rogue does get mowed down by the bomb. That is one tick over to the side of Imperfect Saturday over here. But the freeze does come out. Ryoka finds two. Minton goes down. Your Blizzard doesn't matter when everybody's dead. Copy tries to touch, the Flux come out, catches money over here. Do they have bubble online? No, they do not. They get turned into half health, but Fusion is behind them, keeping them healthy. Copy coming down very low, and does go down. We have Olga here with the Shatter on point. It's just the two runs swing away, but Kalidio does have slightly less help on the point. The Nano comes down to stabilize, and that does look down like Minton has a second to breathe here. Whew. That looked fantastic.
Skeeter I don't know if you saw that, but Skeeter literally saved that for Mintons right there.
Skeeter did a fantastic job clicking heads over here amongst all the chaos. And I believe in situations like this, it is acceptable to use the phrase 2CP as a verb because they got 2CP'd. They got two tanks on point, got two ticks on the online, and just the respawn started coming through, and then Skeeter clicked heads. Fantastic work over here to hold, and now you're down to one fight territory on the setup Imperfect Saturday to try to get that final tick. Shadow comes through, it finds three, counter Shadow comes through, doesn't matter because your shield was up, Olga does go down. Oh no, Copy gets solo grabbed, unable to eat it, and oh no, you are now missing your tank plant on the side of Minton, but Minton coming back with the Tracer, getting the kill on Ryoka. Copy goes down. Bob comes out to point. Kalidio does get slept by Raider. These honestly, they're relentless today. An anti comes on. Babatino comes down. Fusion antied in the backline. Olga does stay alive, but not very healthy. The Valkyrie is about ready to come online, and Rogue does hang on to it. Ooh, Minton, you got me sweating over here. Both times as the chaos kicked off, Minton did manage to come out. I hope your thighs are big because that's a deadlift if I've ever seen one. Fantastic work over here, but Imperfect Saturday not ready to call it a day. Babatino does manage to trigger overtime, and Charahaha for the point. Ryoka does get focused down. We got Copy over here chasing Charahaha. Fusion popping Valkyrie for a little more sustained. Raider alone on the point, taking lots of pressure from the Pharah. Money on the point with the bubble, trying to sustain a little longer. Valkyrie still out. Nano goes out to Copy on the Diva, trying to chunk down. Ooh, and the res is up on Kalidio. Oh my god, they're coming dangerously close. Oh, Rogue has to touch again, and Mercy on point. And that is ridiculous. Baby Diva, Copy still on point, still touching. No worries, it's all good. Copy's been carrying all map in the continue. Minton hoping to recreate some of those heroics they did early on in this map to try to take it chaos, but it's looking very difficult as Copy goes down. It's just Minton on the point. Minton is at half health. Minton with these blinks coming on and offline. Raider, I don't believe what I'm seeing. This is a fantastic hold. How is Minton still alive? That is fantastic work to solve for as long as they did. The Doomfist on the point, doing your best chipset impression, but eventually that is a cap on the side of Imperfect Saturday. Fantastic work on both sides. Minton continuing to show up in these chaotic situations, doing their best to drag these fights out as long as possible to really utilize the spawn advantages the defensive side has on 2 CP maps, and that is a fantastic take from Imperfect Saturday, but they do go to OT, so it does give Minton a win advantage. A win condition over here, and I am out of breath.
Honestly, the fact that no one touched point when Money was just sitting there, and I was screaming, so it's like it was so close. Like as I was saying, a bee stick away. Like it was just so close. I just needed to.
That was ridiculous. You're floating your Mercy over the point to contest. Whew. Sorry, Chad. Give us a second. Wow, what a .3 over here. Both teams refusing
says, I love this
to go down early.
I want to say that I love you. Thank you.
So over here, similar rushdown comps being teased by both teams here. Both these times grill. We don't have much time here, so just real quick. The Shatters and the Reinhardts doing what they do best, creating chaos and creating space for their team.
Oh yeah, definitely. As we saw, Olga would Shatter, try and go in, but Keldio's like, no, counter Shatter, baby. It's basically what you should do as a Reinhardt. Counter Shatters are so crucial, as it can stop the enemy team from pushing in onto your team.
At this level, the Shatter, all it has to do is buy you a couple seconds, doesn't have to buy you really the win.
Oh,
that's not honestly the most important thing.
LMAO. Yeah, I think Bambi can throw a link in the server in there for you.
Bambi's got a steer though. I got you, DMK. I got you, DMK. He's steering the camera, Grill. And Olga comes down extremely low. Ryoka as well, and that's looking dangerous already. You do not want to be a Tracer on fire. Over here, Charahaha in the air, bringing down the damage onto Skeeter. Wow, but Skeeter does take down Fusion, and that is one down on the side of Imperfect Saturday over here. Charahaha is on fire with no support, and Skeeter does find a headshot onto them. That is fantastic work. Olga retreating onto point and starts to get the cap going.
Such a quick push right there from Mintons. How fast
Skeeter
was that?
refusing to be stood up by Minton as the best DPS on their team, and really showing up here on the attack once again, over and over again, killing your Pharah. Which is exactly your job as a hit scan, but what is not your job is to take down both supports within 2 seconds of each other. Minton does go down, but that is a huge advantage on the side of the Mintons. Can they turn this into a snowball? Only one way to find out. The pulse bomb comes out, doesn't find anybody. Olga here with the Shatter. Do they drop it to try to nullify this? Oh no, does not find the Nano. Right, that was the most important person to find, and Olga does try to back out of the point over here and to do a soft reset with their team. As they're kiting out, don't forget you have a wall and you have a mid, and that is a huge pick onto Olga and signals a full reset up to the side of the Mintons.
Honestly, the Mei is a great pick here, Charles. Those walls will do a great job separating tanks from Mintons away from the rest of the team. That way they can focus fire, and you know, you can't push in about your Reinhardt. So those walls are crucial to save the point from being captured.
I couldn't agree more. The center itself of Hanamura B is quite open, but the chokes definitely are not. Oh, and a grab comes through. Finds your Lucio, finds your Shadow. The counter Shadow comes up, but it doesn't matter because the Dragon finds two. Fantastic work from Minton over here. Cracks the floor wide open, but Babatino does get red from Fusion. Olga drops on the point, trying to establish some presence, but Minton does go down alongside with Copy. Olga over here staying up thanks to a Raider pocket along with Rogue in the backline doing their best. Valkyrie comes out. The fight is far from over. Kalidio does come out, and you have to wonder here, Grill, if it's wise to continue to invest resources and cooldowns into the fight, given the spawn advantage. Olga falls. Rogue does use the Valkyrie. Skeeter half health over here. I agree. I don't know. I don't really understand the value of really trying to fight a man down on a 2 CP point B. That's going to be very tough. And Minton here, not a lot to work with.
And no tick. They put so many resources, and not even a tick came through from Minton. Oh my god,
ooh, Copy gets solo shattered. Fantastic wall. That's all you need, but Copy does find the trade. Olga takes down Angry, and the coin is cracked wide open yet again. Shadow Haha goes down as they're using the Blizzard. That is fantastic. Olga over here swinging away onto the point. Ryoka just trying to contest in their backline, but Raider takes off with the coalescence. Batina over the point, trying to do their best to contest, but it's tongued down to half. Bob on the point has so much pressure on the point. Sia finds two, using the bomb. The Dragons comes out, forcing Babatino and Shadow Haha over to the left side of the point, straight into the swinging hammer of Olga. Babatino goes down, and it's just the Mei onto the point.
Oh,
in the face of this big Germanite, it's just a tiny Chinese geologist over here. Angry does pop into the ball, does manage to solve some time over here. The Copy in the grab. Do they get chunked down? Yes, they do. Ryoka working for a living here. Babatino with the sound barrier online does. Oh my goodness. And yet again, ladies and gentlemen, we see what we call in the biz. You got 2 CP'd! Oh no, halfway through your shatter. Hate to see it, folks. But Minton getting picks, refusing to go down here. Oh, does get hooked, and it is over on the counter. Rogue does have to drop back, and so does Copy, but they do get one pick over here, and all I can say is that I am delighted at my choice to do vocal warm-ups before casting this game. That was ridiculous! Everything got popped, everything got thrown out. You had a shatter being cancelled, mid-shattered, the blizzard being cancelled, just like you said.
Olga got cancelled.
Ridiculous, absolutely ridiculous on both sides.
Are putting everything into this right now. Wall separates Copy and Olga from the rest of the team. The two of them need to be.
The grab comes through, does find the Lucio and the Mei, doesn't manage to find any kills. The Coalescence is unable to follow up on a Ryoka so dangerously over here. Does find the mini pack on the bottom of the bridge. Olga does take down. Oh, this is looking very good on the side of Mintons over here. The res does come from Charo Haha, and that is a. Ooh, Charo does. Blizzard, fantastic work. Does Copy get out with the bubble? Yes, they do. Olga here, but does get booped down to the bottom. Has to take the stairs of the old-fashioned way. Nobody on point time except for Olga. Raider jumps in. You got no barrier tanks on point. Babatino coming through to help with the sustain. 3/4 of their way to a sound barrier. Could be huge to swing this fight. Nana goes out, but it doesn't matter. Money does go down on the Hog. Kalidio is extremely low. That is looking very dangerous for the Imperfect Saturday over here. Fusion down to 1. Babatino does get red. Do they touch? Yes, they do. Cannot build a sound barrier. And that is fantastic work of Mintons to count with 1 minute and 9 seconds counting. That is looking very good on the side of the Mintons. Whew. Grill, honestly, we're seeing these incredible and heavy ult investments into every fight from these teams, Grill.
I know, and of course, with higher level, you're going to see more ults being used and more ults being able to be built up faster. But holy crap, every ult, there's a Valk. Every push, there's a Valk. Every push, there's a Cole. There's like a grab every 2 seconds. These teams are pumping out so much damage, it's hard to keep track of.
So here we have the Mintons securing the draw and therefore the match win. But the map is still on the line. As Is that correct? Did I lie to the audience? Did they just secure the match win? Securing this draw?
No.
Okay.
Yeah.
So,
Yeah,
alright,
yeah.
chat, we're good. I'm not lying.
Coming in 30 seconds.
It's 3-1. Okay.
Oh,
yeah.
okay. So congratulations to the Minton over here, but still everything to play for because, as we know, at the top of this table,
Well,
it's incredibly
not draw
tight.
yet, because basically Mintons have 1 minute to basically get the point.
They can't. They can make, but they can't lose.
Oh,
If they,
right.
if they
That's
stay
pretty
in
much
spawn, they draw.
win either way. They win either way, right?
But here we have Olga and Copy on the Sigma. Stop this comp on their defense, but not on the attack. Very curious to see how this plays out over here. And money on the Zarya instead of the Hog this time. We have Bobatino taking a great angle over here. Very safe, just pumping heals into their tanks. Olga gets anti, that's huge. Can they confirm the kill? No, they cannot. Olga barely escapes with their life. Ryoka down to like 50 health here, looking very dangerous on the side of Imperfect Saturday.
So low.
Skeeter takes out Charohana for what seems like the 12th time this map. Olga swinging away, trying to get Kalidio down. Kalidio looking very low, does get stunned. Shatter comes out, does find the Doomfist. Olga goes down as well, and so does Copy, and that is a reset, and you're going to wonder, are they going to be able to reset and touch well at the end for Minton?
He's still in the back line getting
Skeeter! Skeeter is relentless!
He's just sitting there like, okay, I'll just take one of this, I'll take
10 seconds left. Let's see if Minton manages to find a way to touch and to contest this point, or it is a map draw. Oh, it is Rogue on the Mercy with the Tracer onto point. Does trigger the overtime with Minton. Olga does touch. This is looking incredibly difficult as they are 3 down during this overtime. As the tier kicks down, Coalescence does come through, but you get solographed, and that is a map draw and a match win over to the Mintons, but don't head out just yet because we still have to play out this map 4.
That's right, Gibraltar, if I remember correctly.
Grill.
Yes.
Skeeter's Ash. Talk to me.
I know. It's absolutely insane, making me choke on my cookie boy. He was just sitting up there, and as I said, he was like, oh, okay, I'll just take you. I'll pick you. I'm not really concerned because no one's really contesting me. 20,000 hero damage on Ash. Absolutely insane. Honestly, Skeeter's Ash is something that is just so fucking good. I have to admit that. I apologize for my F-bomb there. I'm just very hyped up from this match right here.
Curious to see how the moods and the subconscious thinking of these teams change as they now know that they have secured the win. Maybe does Mintons then come out with some experimental compositions and lineups? Does Imperfect kind of be able to play without that pressure off their shoulders, knowing that it's okay, we lost, we have nothing to lose, so let's just go ahead and play their best game? Very curious to see how this kind of more relaxed is a strong word, but this different mindset of Overwatch works on one of my favorite points as we arrive on Watchpoint Gibraltar. Yep. This still matters in the standings.
Map
and so
differential
both
is
teams,
so important for playoffs. You don't want to get 4-0'd. You will always take a 3-1
both teams knowing that
losing side over 4-0.
Both teams knowing that they have the results locked down, but are they able to keep themselves motivated to play for that map win? That could be difficult after losing 2 maps and drawing 1 map on the side of Imperfect, but they're going to be hoping that they could rally and do their best. Now, Grill, on Oasis we saw a lot of dive, and we are arriving at Watchpoint Gibraltar.
A good dive map.
Hoping to see the monkey again, some ball play,
I'm really hoping to see some more dive. I especially love that we see Brig in their dives, which a lot of people don't know, but Brig really does work well in dive.
But the armor pack onto a Tracer, Grill. Whew!
Exactly.
You know what I want to see?
But the peel potential that Brig has is so important.
It's ridiculous.
So if someone tries to counter dive you, stun, get away from me. This is my space. You come into my space, I'm gonna screw you up. Like, let's go.
Mace to the face, ladies and gentlemen.
Mace to the face is pretty much what happens.
But really excited and hoping to see Copy's Diva yet again.
Oh yes. Oh, Copy has just been so fantastic this entire time. That's definitely my front-runner tank MVP right now. Money has done really well too, but I think Copy has just been so good. I'm just absolutely blown away by their play. Brig dive. Brig dive's a thing, my dude.
Brig dive is the meta.
It is the
Believe
meta,
it or not.
actually.
Like unironically,
better...
is the meta.
It is.
Bambi, don't start with this stuff. We got the yeah, she got the shield bash. That's all the ability she has, but like the armor packs. An armor pack onto a Genji? My goodness.
Well, if you're running dive, like it's the dive meta. Because honestly, she's just a better like babysitter than Lucio for your other support and for your other teammates. At least that's how I see it with Brig. Maybe I just like to play Brig a lot. I don't know. It's not.
We're
meta.
not saying dive is like, meta. We're just saying dive, the like, dive meta.
It's dive meta. Like, if you're playing dive, y'all sleeping on Mei Echo? I don't think I've seen Mei Echo really be played before.
Mei Echo behind double barrier, or behind or like a rush down Mei Echo is ridiculous.
Because Mei with a double shield is just honestly important. She's a good like little piece for that.
DMK chat policy does dictate that you do have to delete that because Micho is probably one of the most disgusting things I've ever witnessed in my life. So please just spam chat to get that covered. Meicho on them calling the Mei Echo a Meicho is a tough pill to swallow. I understand that you were just sent the link to our Discord, but we will have to eject you if you do not work on your attitude.
What is it? Are you joking?
Meicho's just upsetting to look at, Grill. It's just tough. It's just a tough pill to swallow.
I don't understand.
It's just a gross word. Meicho.
My autistic butt does not understand what's happening right now. I apologize. Honestly, another thing about Gibraltar that I love is just the fact that it's a very diverse map with each point.
Mm-hmm. That's fair. Once you get into Hangar, the dynamic becomes very different.
Exactly.
A lot of times you see a lot of death ball on the first point, switching over to a dive for streets, and then back into a brawl the third part as you approach the launch pad. Very interesting. Something interesting. We've seen a lot of Ashe. We've seen a good amount of McCree today, but no Widow. Could Hangar be it? Let's find out. Lots of good grapple spots, and with Skeeter's lethality playing that Ashe, you have to assume some of those skills must translate over to the French Avatar ripoff. We'll have to see if Skeeter does try to pop off on the Widow and do their best decay impression.
Honestly, maybe, because honestly, you're right, we haven't seen a Widow yet. And honestly, Widow is such a quintessential sniper. It makes me wonder why we haven't seen her yet.
It's also interesting, knowing these teams both like to run dive. I'm just fingers crossed for a Torb here, Grill. A
Torb?
It's kind of the
I doubt
only
we're
thing.
going to see a Torb. If we see a Torb, I'll eat my sock.
Well, you heard it here first. Overwatch Oasis, Grill eats sock. But the Torb here is unironically a fantastic counter dive for just the same reasons we just said for the Brig. So if they bust it out, give me some, Season 2 Atlanta Reign Defran vibes, I'd be a very, very happy man.
Make sure you switch the names, Bambi. You're good.
So Minton here, the captain of Minton's Minton, really giving us a mouthful to work with, but it's subbed out after locking down the match win and the dub for their team.
It seems we're going to be subbed in for O2 Quick.
O2 Quick?
I don't think we've seen them play yet, so that's going to be...
Not today, we have not. Give me a second, chat, as I update my notepad.
He has a notepad. I'm just like walking around and eating cookies, and he's like, notepad, woo!
Got the season results up on a screen in front of me as well. I got you. This does put Mintons then into a 2-1 overall for this season. Before we went into this, Imperfect and Mintons were both 1-1 with Mintons ahead on map differential. So just like you mentioned, Grill already making a difference.
Got it.
All right.
Starting.
Welcome back to the Overwatch Oasis League, folks.
You want to scream for stream, daughter?
At Watch Point, Gibraltar.
No. My cat came to join me, so I was gonna see if she wanted to scream for stream. I don't know if anyone can hear her.
Oh, we can. Excuse me, Grill, I actually am allergic, so I'm gonna have to ask you to keep your cat away from the mic.
Oh, okay, I'll make sure to shove my mic right into her fur, just for you, my dude. What kind of cookies? They are double chocolate cookies that my sister made by hand for us.
Are they crunchy or chewy? Crunchy or chewy, dog?
Very chewy, chewy.
Love to see it, chat. My goodness. One wrong answer, that's the entire league cancelled.
Funny enough, I'm more allergic to dogs than I am my cat. I'm kind of allergic to everything, though. My funniest allergy, though, is I'm highly allergic to guinea pigs. So there's your fact about Dr. Grill today. She's allergic to guinea pigs.
Dr. Grill allergic to guinea pigs, ladies and gentlemen. You heard it here first, so be careful next time you make her dinner.
When are we gonna eat guinea pigs, my dude? What universe are you in?
Alright, so here we have Minton over here running, oh, love to see it, the halt hook combo, and being matched by Imperfect Saturday. Battle of the Hogs. Sorry, sorry, Grill. We're not seeing copy on the Diva as quite just yet, but very excited to see what they can do on the copy. Look at Money just chilling out on the top bridge. Who are they looking for? Who's their first victim? Skeeter, Skeeter does get chunked down very low, but the Hawk does get away with like a sliver of HP. Money gets hooked from across the universe, gets transported to another dimension, yeeted over under the bridge, and gets destroyed. Skeeter finding another pick onto Ryoka. Remember, Tracer is one of the trickiest hitboxes in the game to find a kill with Widow. Skeeter is showing no signs of stopping.
Oh my goodness. This Widow play is absolutely orgasmic. Like, where has this been sooner? I needed this today.
Copy getting chunked down low. Do they have vape? Yes, they do. With Rogue here, making sure they're topped up as they push through very quickly into hangars. Very curious to see if they stay on these comps, because like I said, a lot of dive is being played with the high ground here. Gets hooked again. O2 goes down. Skeeter is under trouble, but does pick down Ryoka. Fantastic work. The double sniper is seeming to work out a little bit. And we have Money here being distracted, not quite sure where to go. If they turn around, they would know that Rogue is right under them, and there was a solo Mercy ready for you to pounce on. But no worries, the fight is still happening on point. Kalidio gets chunked down very low. Immortality keeps them awake. Fantastic from Babatino. Does what Batiste does best. Money does vape, stays up. Fusion very low. Both your supports extremely low. And Imperfect Saturday is starting to lose some members on the point. But no worries. Copies Hog is also down. You had a 5-for-5 fight. Fusion does use that passive to heal back up. And that is a little bit of a stabilization from Imperfect Saturday on point here. Just inside hangar. Now, I've mentioned this before on the past maps. I'll mention it again. This is a very tough part of the map to crack. You have 4 very tiny chokes and a lot of damage coming out from the Orisa.
Not only that, but now Skeeter is not uncontested. He has Ryoku to deal with as well as counter Widow. The two of these people are too busy trying to counter each other.
That's fair enough, but Skeeter does have to try to find their way into some better locations because they have just these 4 tiny doors, and this is not an optimal position to be running the Widow. Whole Hog comes out, Money shredded straight into the wall. You'll love to see it, ladies and Tiny Olga here with the bongos online. Charaha takes down little Skeeter. That's not allowed. It's supposed to be your counter. But Skeeter goes down anyways. The Hog down. Ryoka gets poked right to the middle of the map. They do stay up. Bongos come out. Is it passed by Olga? No, it is not. Hang on to these bongos for a bit. They're playing slow, trying to wait these bongos out. The Hog comes out. Money comes in with the ult, takes down both tanks. Fusion does go down, but with your tank line down, there is not much that the Mintons can be doing right now.
I just want to point out, you started a conversation in Twitch chat that I don't like. People arguing about what we should be allowed to eat and what we should not be allowed to eat. And no, I don't think we should be eating koalas. And you can actually eat alligator, so the person who said you can eat alligator, yeah, I'm an alligator.
Koalas are cute, but they are marsupials. But back to this fight. Olga over here popping... Oh my goodness. Popping your bongos in front of your shield is a 5,000 IQ move. It doesn't matter when the bongos stay up. I am completely wrong. The payload does get moving, and it is a relatively cheap fight win. Only investing the bongos and really nothing else too wild. Grill, refresh my silly brain. Did O2 get the bomb going? Was that ever invested?
I believe it
Doesn't matter, Cleario's down, Fusion's down. If it's not up now, it'll be up by the next fight because this one is over. Money just trying to go in for a pick, but that's about all you can do. Trying to get an exit kill as they do get done, just very quickly gets melted on point. And you are now looking at 4 minutes and counting over here on the side of the Mintons, showing no signs of stopping or slowing down. They probably heard what we said about that map differentiation and have continued to commit. With 3.5 minutes, this does look very good for them. But talk me through this ult economy, Grill.
Honestly, what we see right here is we got Whole Hog from Copy, and we got Nano from Raider. Now, Nano can be used to help Tiny Olga build up bongos a little faster, but it can also be used to enhance that Whole Hog into like a machine gun power, power double. We'll call it that.
Grill, say that you're Raider. Who is your Nano going out onto?
I would throw it onto Olga, honestly.
Fair enough.
That's who I would
Copy
throw it
here, matching the Whole Hog in a lost fight. I'm curious to see the logic behind that. Ryoka terrorizing that backline, and Skeeter taking a nap. 2 very different widows at the moment. Copy does get antied, but they are deep in spawn, so all they have to do is slow down. Skeeter picks up Ryoka and pops out. Now this looks like a very good opportunity for them to push in here. O2 can try to contest the Widow, but this is going to be very tough. Fantastic wall coming out here. The reflexes of someone with good reflexes at Charohana. Fantastic where Cledio does get chunked down after being slept. Charohana alone on point is looking tough. The dynamite comes through, does take them down, and now it's within 1 fight territory here on Watchpoint Gibraltar. We have Lil Skeeter continue to hang out in the backline, if I'm not mistaken. Does anybody manage to touch? No! No, nobody touches! It's the hot body block! It's the overweight Australian just standing in the doorway!
I think Little Skeeter got Hybrid before Hybrid could touch, honestly, that headshot. Let's see.
Well,
Dr. Girl seems
I
pretty
don't...
nifty. You hear that, Bandy? According to DM, hey, I'm pretty nifty. See, I should come on. It obviously means I'm the best captain of Diving Phoenix. I think that's what it means. Chuck's gonna be watching this and he's just gonna be like, Doctor, no, I'm niftier than you.
Am I allowed to also talk trash, or do I have to be quiet because the walkers are technically down on map differentiation to you guys? I feel like oh, are we tied? Okay, so I can. Okay, I'll run my mouth.
Now. Yeah.
Okay.
Yeah, we're tied right now. We'll get you. We'll get you.
Chat, I'm just looking through, and I really just have to say that I am committing. I think I'm seeing a lot of hate from marsupials here.
I saw that as well. I don't understand. Why hate the marsupials?
And if I'm being honest,
too?
Tiny Tim, let it rip. Marsupials can do some stuff to themselves that I cannot mention in this stream. And Lil Skeet already starting off with some big shots. Not managing to find anybody, but terrorizing that spot. Bobatino just hanging out in spawn on the break. Not quite sure what that is about, but we do know that Brick is a great long-range hero with her guns and her sniper. Over here, we have Money already taking control of the point, already moving down the bridge, and gets a hook onto Copy! Copy is alone on the point, does vape to stay alive, grabs the Mega Health Pack. Do they get there on time? Yes, they do. Continues to stay up. That is the durability of the body fat of a Roadhog. But Raider does go down as well. Charohana, does get traded out for it, but they do have the fantastic spawn camp. Nope, it's over now, Grill. You spoke too soon. Fantastic over here from Ryoka, making it work.
Honestly, the pocket on Ryoka obviously helps there.
That's a commentator's curse, Grill. If you want something to happen, just say it out loud. Ryoka continued to get onto picks. Like any other good Widow duel, the moment a Widow goes down, the rest of their teammates completely wide open to fire. Copy and Olga managing to touch and contest the point with 4 meters left to go. Babatino goes deep with a stun, but does manage to get out. Olga, lots of pressure onto that shield. Kalidio does step onto the front line. Charahaha finds 2, finds 3. Fantastic work on the barrage. Crack the point open. O2, you are gonna get staggered, my good man. Fantastic work by Charahaha. Finds a position where neither getting a 3K on a barrage, running against a double Hisket. Charohaha, your brain is the size of my entire torso. Fantastic work over here to get this into hangars very, very early on.
DMK says, give me a shout out, Dr. Grill. Alright, I'll make sure to give you an oh whoa worthy shout out. In the great oh whoa, I give DMK a shout out!
There it is, ladies and gentlemen. The
yes, I am.
Is
I had to do it
awake and alive. Copy does get hooked, and money coming through with the hold hog. Perhaps the only thing more offensive than the Uawu boys. Fantastic work from Money, getting that tank line down. Great work over here on the high ground in that dropship, and looking very likely to head towards Launchpad over here. Fantastic work on the side of Imperfect Saturday, showing that this dub is not quite over yet. Copy continues to protest the Uawu voice. Sincerest apologies to both teams here. Olga here pushing up very high to gain some space. Grill, once again, Grill, talk me through this ult economy.
Alright, it seems we have 3 beautiful ults going on the side of Mintons right now, which can give them a huge advantage. Let's see Bob, as we see right now, for contesting.
Alright, Copy streaming in.
Going right onto Bob as well, to give him that power boost, a little bit of steroids to pump him up just a bit. Ooh, O2 cleaning up beautifully as well. With both
I mean, that's kind of exactly what you want when you invest a Bob. The Bob doesn't get any kills, but the Bob splits their team, and Olga's managed to get a lot of damage off, charges a quarter of their Earth Shatter. Not quite sure about the Nano coming out there, but you do have Rogue with the Valkyrie ready to go, so that is a support online, and Skeeter just continuing to buy their team more and more time, but it's still 4 minutes and 30 seconds left. Fusion does get the res onto Charohaha, and we are now looking at an even fight. The break rally does come through, matched up by the Inversight. Oh, picked off in the air, Skeeter. You hate to see a set and spiked over here. Olga gets slow. Charohaha finds another barrage. Fantastic work, and Money does find Raider. Olga gets a pin on Babatino, but you feel like in the grand scheme of things that might not matter too much as they are coming down. Are they able to touch? No. The only thing more powerful than a barrage in Overwatch, boys and girls, is the power of a body block. Fantastic work here from both sides. Blistering pace on Gibraltar here. We're going to get, hopefully,
may just be what Imperfect needs to take back a map here.
Hopefully, we are seeing some crazy lone pushes in OT.
Sammy, don't respond for me. I see you in chat. I see you in chat. No, but he is right. I'm never okay. I can't lie there. Come to Diving Phoenix, where everything's kind of just chaotic. Monkey go memes like Monkey Go Leap, and I forgot Sigma had rock. All right. You were the one. You were the one that was like, "Hey, Grill, you could be such a great off tank and just practice off tank." So I did, and I forgot Sigma had rock, and then you changed your mind. Oh, on the side of Imperfect, we're gonna have 2 off tanks here with Sigma and Daria. This is not something I usually see.
This is very interesting to see, as you feel that Copy and Olga might just be able to run that composition over, but Money will have to cycle those bubbles beautifully in order to keep themselves from being run over. Obviously not getting really any value of an offensive bubble, given that your main tank is an elderly Dutchman. So, over here, we had the damage already coming down from Charohaha onto the backline. Olga keeping their shield nice and healthy. And it looks like already Europe losing this high ground advantage as Mintons over here managed to get under the bridge. So they do have to drop. Sigma does meet the Rhine. This is an odd matchup that we don't see often. Sigma as the main tank instead of the off tank. But honestly, does create enough space. The splash damage. Shield break doesn't matter if we only have one tiny flimsy shield. Ryoka does get a pick onto Skeeter. Skeeter does get res. Fantastic work here on both sides with the Mercy reses. It seems like no deaths are permanent, but this point capture and point progress will be. Bobatino just a lonely break off to the side. I'm not sure what you could do if you're Bobatino here. You just die on point. I think the best thing you could do is maybe talk to your teammates, see if one of them can swap to your father. Because I would like to see some Torb before we log off tonight. Olga and Copy steaming forward right here to buy some space, and Kalidio is going to swap back to a more conventional Ryan Zarya setup here. Ryoka getting high, jumping onto some high ground, trying to set up some off angles, and O2 quick over here, playing directly behind their Rhine, really using all that shield break potential on the fantastic Shatter. Kalidio does get chunked down and killed. That is a 3K, a triple Shadow over here with Copy picking up 2 of those kills. Skeeter and O2 quick cleaning up very well. Do any of them get split spawned? Yes, they do. This could look dangerous. Do they try to contest? Unlikely. Looks like they're going to back up.
Man, I don't think that Mintons has lost a single team fight by far.
Mintons have not stopped. I don't even think they have been contested so far. No. But here we are in overtime. You know what that means, ladies and gentlemen? We are in crunch time territory. Skeeter over here takes a lot of damage and does go down. Karohaha gets a triple. The bomb does find money, but Ryoka over here helping the team out take down that bomb. Get out of here, Robot Butler. Fantastic work. Copy here. Full charge, but alone with only a mere Mercy behind them. O2 does touch. Kalidio swinging around wildly, and overtime does trickle down. But I must say, Minton, getting so far with 2 minutes and 10 seconds. Fantastic run from Mintons over here. Extremely efficient channeling of the ult. Once they got going on the Rhine Zarya, it was very, very tough to stop them until OT started, because once OT starts, you cannot really get it as aggressive trying to earn space over there, and as they were stuck together, the barrage finds 3. You have to imagine, if it wasn't OT and they were able to step off the cart a little bit, create a larger gap between your supports and your tanks, maybe that barrage doesn't find 3, and maybe your sniper snipes them out of the air.
Honestly,
but fantastic work from the Mintons here.
Taking advantage of the fact that it was overtime, like, hey, it's overtime, we can get aggressive here. There's no reason to back up.
I couldn't agree more. I think Imperfect definitely, I'd love to patch in some comms right now, they definitely made that call and be like, nope, they're all grouped up, let's hit them with the triple barrage, and Charohaha more than happy to deliver. So, can they match that pace? They do have more time. Coming up next, 20 seconds left on launch point.
O2 going onto a McCree this time, double hit scan to deal with Charohaha on this Pharah.
And we do get our wish. We see Copy back onto the Diva, on which they excelled so well. So that is a double hit scan and a Diva. Charohaha, they don't like you.
1. Attackers incoming.
Keldeo here, pushing on the low ground. Both teams we can see consistently choosing to hold the high ground and not even bothering to drop anybody off to go contest on the bottom. But this positioning does mean that you cannot afford to lose any fights at point A here, because if you lose this fight, there is no hope for you to come back and contest. Very interesting that both teams choosing this very passive positioning. Charohaha wrestling over the high ground along with the fusion pocket, doing their best to force them off the high ground. Skeeter refusing to really give up too much space here, firing back as aggressively as they're fired into, but does get chunked down to one-hit territory. Gets healed up, Copy and Olga falling extremely low. You might just lose your tank line here very early on in this fight. They do get healed up. That's why you run Raider on the Moira. Olga finding a pick onto the brig, and it's good work here from Minton, and they might just be able to solidify and stabilize here as Charohaha goes down as well. It is a tough ask asking Charohaha to play against the double hit scan. The Coalescence does come out, and it does look like a cleanup job for Minton on this fight. Like I said, so very difficult to beat Charohaha right now. You still, I mean, very impressed that they're able to farm up so much of their barrage, but running into an Ashe, a McCree, and a diva as good as Copy is going to be very, very difficult.
Yeah, honestly, this is detrimental right now for Imperfect. They needed to snowball this in order to make their time worthwhile. But now that they're stalled here, things may not just look good for them.
It's also very... Ryoka pops the bobbin. Ola gets shoved into the air, but Bob does not seem to be creating too much of a ruckus, except just buying a lot of space. The high noon does get popped in the back, but it doesn't find anybody. Yes, it does. Money does go down, and you're starting this fight one short. Yet again, if you're Imperfect and you're not happy with this, Bob comes out, the counter Bob comes out, O2 continues to find pick after pick after pick. Fantastic work. Money does get red, but Bob finds two. Olga finds his counterpart, and that looks to be over on the point. Minton continuing to stabilize very well. I mentioned earlier that on point A here, if you hold passively, you cannot afford to lose any fights, and they are not losing any fights. Now, very interesting to see Charohaha performing very well on the Pharah, and to see Quick and Skeeter backing their ability to land their shots and to run the counter directly into the Pharah, because in this situation, many teams do choose to give up and just to defeat the enemy on the ground and ignore the Pharah. But Skeeter, as we say, hitting shots left, right, and center.
Honestly, Mintons are doing such a great job holding this right here. They are not giving even an inch, and they're using their ults sparingly to the point where they still have 3 ults to their advantage for defense. And with 55 seconds left on the clock, Imperfect has to get to the second point. They don't get any added time for getting to the point, so they may have to push on overtime.
This is looking increasingly difficult. Copy looking for a bomb, but it doesn't matter, the shadow comes through. Money doesn't get low. The bomb comes down directly onto the Mercy. Doesn't matter, the Mercy dies already. Money goes down to the bomb as well. We have a foe breaking the back very, very low. Bobatino does rally, but your entire team is down, Bobatino. This is going to be very, very tough. Ryoka is being chased by Olga. Ryoka does end up leaving the fight. You have 30 seconds left. Oh, but that you better survive that break if you're going to pop. Oh no, if we're going to pop Rally there with 1 fight left, that's going to be very difficult. Bobatino does get res, but that's the Rally burn. Anyways, we have the Deadeye ready to go with Money's grab. Very interesting to see how that goes, but Raiden does get popped!
Is that the pick that Imperfect needs right now?
These teams refusing to make anybody's job easier, especially your commentary team. Charohaha right in the fire line of the Bob does get out of the way wonderfully. Bobatino with the huge stun onto Skeeter's Bob here. Oh my goodness, fantastic Copy. Popping off as usual, Ryoka getting 2, Olga finding another kill onto their counterpart, and that is a map and match win onto Minton. Very difficult to touch the point, Grill, if your entire team is dead. Fantastic work over here from the Minton. Both teams, honestly, a scoreline that kind of, I feel, is kind of tough on Imperfect, as they pushed every single time they lost. They pushed Minton extremely close. Overall, a great little map Overwatch, and Skeeter refusing to quit, living up to that golden Ashe gun. Fantastic work to both teams over here, giving us a great show. Whew.
And guess what, chat? It's the best part of the entire night. MVPs.
I was gonna say we plug our socials.
Oh,
yeah, it's pretty straightforward, right?
Pretty straightforward. Okay,
Copy and Skeeter are very high on my list. I think Rogue played very well.
But couldn't Charohaha also get DPS MVP? Because here's how it works for people who may not know. The winning team gets 2 MVPs, and the losing team gets 1. And it could be for any of the 3 roles that you can have in Overwatch.
So I'm leaning towards Skeeter. I agree. Charohaha did have a very, very good match, especially running far into less than ideal circumstances. But I mean, you can't really say any. You can't really. There are no arguments when you watch Skeeter do what Skeeter just did. I think that's a clean lockdown.
Gifted.
And I think Copy.
It's.
I think Copy and Skeeter.
There is no debate on the tank MVP being Copy. Let's be honest here.
Copy and Skeeter, fair enough. And it's down between Fusion and Bobatino, and honestly, both these supports doing everything they can to keep their teams up. I think it's neck and neck between the 2 of them.
Honestly, I would say Bobatino. I think Bobatino showed great flexibility.
Fair enough.
Great flexibility. And I also And I think that they had some great ult usages as well. And when they played Break, their stuns were always very on point.
Fair enough. So it sounds like it's going to be Skeeter, Copy.
I'll put the MVPs into the match chat for the teams.
All
you're
right.
taking away my fun!
All right, it has been a pleasure casting for everybody here in the Overwatch Oasis stream tonight. Please let me plug my socials. I'm Charles7Tang on Twitter, Instagram. Please hit me up.
I'm not giving you my Instagram, screw
Thank you for swinging through tonight. Good night and goodbye. We'll be back.